Hello everyone. It's been a while. So last time I did a video, I was 4.5 weeks pregnant. I am now today 12 weeks pregnant. A lot has happened. There's a lot to fill you guys in on. Sorry, I'm in the garage again. This just seems to be the quiet place to go to do a video. So, and plus I actually am gonna try and do some sort of cardio or some sort of prenatal workout or something. I've been popping on videos once in a while when I'm not really sure exactly what it is that I want to do. I just have not been working out very much whatsoever, to be honest. I have gone like weeks just with working. So with working at the hospital with my shifts, a lot of times they are very early. So 6 a.m. start. By the time I get home at 2 o'clock, well, I'm done at 2 or 2:30. By the time I get home in the afternoon, the last thing I feel like doing is working out. I have tried a couple times and my body was just not having it. So I ended up just going inside and like laying on the couch kind of thing. I do feel like that's getting a little bit better now. So I might as well fill you in on the whole story here. So I had my 8-week ultrasound done. I had done in Barrie. I went by myself. My husband was busy working, which is totally fine. I just thought, it's just the 8-week one anyways, just like the dating ultrasound, so not a big deal. So as soon as I went in for the ultrasound, the tech basically told me that we have twins in there. So I was so shocked. I think the first thing out of my mouth was, "You're joking, right?" And she's like, "No, there's 2 in there." So it was a huge shock. I had so many emotions. I don't even know how to explain it. I've never had such a big shock ever in my life. Like I felt, I think, a lot of fear. I was scared for sure. It was more of like, how am I going to do this? It was a lot of stress, kind of excitement. There was a bit of joy in there, just to make sure everything was okay. But I think my biggest thing was just fear because newborns are a lot of work, and it's not like we have, a 4-year-old. We have a 21-month-old right now. So having her and then adding 2 more to the mix, like I never ever imagined that we would have 3 kids. I always thought that we would just have, for a long time we just thought we'd just have 1. And then, Maddie, our daughter, hit 1, and then we started looking back and we thought, no, I think we should try for another one. So then finding out that there's 2 more on their way was a big shocker for sure. I was like crying hysterically. The tech even asked me, she said, "Are these happy tears or," and I'm like, "These are like, I don't know what the F I'm gonna do tears," kind of thing, right? So it honestly probably took me a couple days to kind of let it all sink in. And before I could start getting excited about it. And now, that was, a few weeks ago. So I've totally accepted it now. I know it's a blessing. It's a very unique situation. Like not very many people have twins. It'll be really amazing actually watching these twins grow together and their bond that they will have. I do feel bad for our daughter because we did want her to have a sibling that she could play with. Of course, now she has 2. I think that, I'm just worried that maybe she'll feel like the 3rd wheel. So I think we're just gonna have to try to involve her as much as possible and still do that one-on-one time with her, just so that she doesn't feel left out. So that's the big news. So with twins, and it's funny because I knew something was different about this pregnancy. I do work in a lab, so I kind of understand watching the HCG beta go up. I was getting my blood work done and I was comparing it back to the trend from when I had my daughter, and the number was more than doubling at the exact same time in the pregnancy. And I thought, at one point it was the same week, and with my daughter I was like 3,000. With the twins it was around 8,000. So I was like, okay, that's different. But you know what? Pregnancies are different. So maybe this one's just different. But I felt really, really sick, very nauseous, a whole different level of tiredness. I would just feel exhausted, like completely exhausted and very nauseous, not vomiting, just very nauseous, like 24/7. I say that got the worst around 9 and 10 weeks. And it's kind of maybe slowly, my energy is kind of coming back a little bit, not a lot. I do feel not as nauseous. I do feel like when I get fatigued and tired in the afternoon, like around 4 o'clock before dinner, I'm starting to get nauseous again. I do take Zofran every night, unfortunately. I don't like having to take that. I am taking diclexin as well to help prevent it. So I'm hoping that in a couple weeks that is all gone, but obviously no promises. I will insert a picture of my belly so that you guys can see. I did compare my pictures from my daughter compared to this one, and my belly is definitely growing. That's another thing that I knew that there was something different. And I know they always show earlier with your second one because the muscles like this are already stretched out, so it's just easier for that belly to go out. But this was a little bit bigger than expected. At 12 weeks even, my belly has completely popped, and I feel like at work kind of thing, I'm hiding it, wearing my scrubs and stuff. I've had to switch my scrubs. I can't wear the ones I was wearing, at the beginning. They're just a little snug, and just kind of gaining weight kind of everywhere, which is totally fine. Right now, I just want to try and stay as healthy as possible, make sure these twins are good and healthy when they come out and they're a good size. Because that's like the biggest thing with twins, right? Is that like with the preterm labor and stuff, if that happens, they, might be a little on the small side. So I'm just gonna do what I can for now. But that's my update, big update for sure. So I will keep you guys posted and do a video on the second trimester.